I had so much shock when I read this book. It's totally new Stephen King. This book is so much different from all books what he wrote before and what we mostly expect when we take one of his books, that it for sure will be horror. And this book is special book because he wrote this book to his daughter, because his daughter doesn't like horrors, and he decided one book write special for his daughter, and this is so cute. This book is one of the most underrated books, and I quite understand why, because people who read in Stephen King, they expect something different. You expect that it would be interesting story, but very scary, right? Why so much like read books of Stephen King? Not only because he is king of horror genre, right? Not only this, but because mostly of his books, he shows how people can manipulate each other. This game of manipulation, how he shows what is people has the most miserable, weakest, dirty inside themselves, and he just open it, and he shows how it is human nature without any decoration. Because in this book you will see where it can bring your greediness, your weakness, where it can bring your fears, your addiction. It seems there's board and there's figures, and someone play with their destinies and their lives. And this is what is you can find in this book. And before when we start to discuss more deeper this book, let's short for those people who never read this book, what's going on actually with them, that you will more understand. We have King, who has weak personality, and of course he has advisors, and one of his main advisor is Flag, and he is our evil magician. No one knows how many years this magician exists. We know only that it's hundreds and hundreds of years. And he just like to see that people suffering, so his main purpose destroy kingdom. And we understood that to destroy kingdom is not so much easy, especially when it's kingdom big and strong. So for Flag it will take some years. And here we see that Roland, he is already 50 years old, and he's still not married because he doesn't like women. Flag told him that he will find for him a perfect wife who would be quiet and weak and never will bother him. So he find queen. Sasha was very good queen. She tried to take care of your husband. She also tried to take care of the people. Like understood that he probably made mistake, and he needed to kill Sasha. Roland started very like Sasha. They became very good friends, and Sasha already gave birth to the Peter, and Peter 5 years old. So poor Flag, he thought what to do with Sasha, how to kill it, and here it is, Sasha again pregnant, and he understood that here his chance. So during her labor, he killed her, and no one even thought that if something was wrong. Women can easily die when they bring child to this world, and well, that's what is actually good about nowadays, right? That it's a little bit more safety to do this natural process, right? Roland became older and older, and here is Peter and Thomas. Peter, oldest son, he's supposed to be the perfect king. He is strong, he is smart, he is handsome, he is kind, he is hard work, perfect leader. It's everything been in the Peter. Everyone love him, and he is try his best to be good for his people. And here is Thomas. Thomas, opposite of the Peter, of course, how in every fairy tale, a few sons, one is smart and second is not so smart. Who is weak, who is jealous, who is miserable, who is stupid. Nobody loves Thomas. Nobody except Flag, because Flag knows that he can easily manipulate Thomas, and said to continue his mission about destroy kingdom. What he need to do exactly? He need to kill Roland and Peter. So he decided to put in king, and then everyone will think that did Peter. Peter went to the tall tower, what is called Needle. He became their prisoner until his last days. A little bit remind me of Rapunzel, actually. Unfortunately, Peter didn't have such a long hair, so so this is not the option how he can escape from this huge tower. Peter understood that he is not guilty and he wants back and take his throne. So he made the plan how to escape. He asked about napkins, and every time he took few threads from the napkin and tried to make rope. For him it taken 5 years, and eventually he made this rope. But before this, Thomas, of course, he became the king. We should remember that Thomas is 16 years old and he extremely weak and he doesn't know what to do and he didn't want to be a king, but he doesn't have a choice. And the most what is awful, he seen how flag killed king. But he afraid to tell anyone about this, so now he became king without kingdom, because true leader became a flag. He making all decision and king only listening him and do absolutely everything what his flag want. After 5 years, kingdom in the very poor condition. He is drinking a lot of alcohol, he can't sleep normal because he understood that he is guilty, but he can't do anything because he is very afraid to do something. After 5 years, Peter escaped from the tower. Flag tried to kill him, and here in the final scene we see how Thomas took a bow and arrow and shoot Flag. Flag is very good magician, he escaped. And Thomas, he understood that he can't be anymore in the kingdom because people hate him for everything what he did, how he make miserable not only his life but life of the people. And Thomas decided that he need to do something right in this life, that he will go find and kill magician. We don't know how he find him, did he kill him or no. Peter meantime became a real king of this kingdom and people start to be finally happy. How I said before, I enjoyed read this book because it's totally different from all books what Stephen King has. If you prefer horrors, here it's not so much and probably you would be disappointed of this book, but still I think it's worth your attention. First character what I want to talk is about Sasha, the queen, and that's amazing character because at the beginning you see that she is weak, she is quiet, but after some time you see that Stephen King shows that it's not just a quiet, good girl. Sasha also has power. It's different power. It's not what we usually see. She's not fighting, she's not screaming, she's not arguing with anybody. She more reminds me of water. It's so peaceful, so quiet, so soft. But at the same time, it's lovely, but it's easy can reach the goal. We see that King, he has his own fear. He is not confident at all. But Sasha, with all her kindness and wisdom, she make him stronger. And that's actually amazing how she influenced for the king. Sasha's attitude to the Peter, she is respect him, she is told him that he is king, but son, remember that mother loves you so much and that you are not animal like others. You are future king and you supposed to use napkin every time after food. Mom, but my father, he is king too and he doesn't use napkin and others say doesn't use napkin. Right, your father doesn't use, but you are smarter and stronger future of this king and you're supposed to show right way your people. And from this conversation we already see that Sasha, she is not simple how we think before. She understood that Peter would be future king and she need to have a good relationship with him, and she is the main influencer to him, and she is decided to give all her love, all her wisdom, all her calmness what she has to her son. He is supposed to have his own dignity. Everyone will follow him. That's amazing how Sasha influence to her son, to her husband, to the people, that everyone will love her and everyone wanted to follow her. Flag started to understood that Sasha, it's not just kind and cute girl. No, she is much stronger than he expect. And while he was distracted, Sasha already took a huge space in the life of kingdom. Next character is Roland. Roland, we see that he is so weak character, and he even says that he never wanted to be king, and he doesn't supposed to be king. And I just think how many Rolands we have in our history, how many these people who have to be king, but they never supposed to be king because they're too weak to be a leader. Who is a leader, right? A leader is that person who is other people wanted to follow, who they know that this leader will make their life better. I'm so happy that nowadays we have presidents and premier ministers and other leaders who is chosen by the people. This traditional went from the father to the child. It's so doesn't make sense because yes, sometimes it can be strong person, like we see Peter. Peter is a real king. He is smart. He is confident in others, right? And he wants to be a king, and he knows what he will do when he would be the king. He already knows his strategy. And here we see Roland, who is easy manipulate, who doesn't know what to do, how to do, who is scary. For what this person needed to suffer, and people need to suffer, and everyone to suffer, and how many actually in our history have king like him. I think it would be even scary to count. People in this kingdom, they love Peter. They see in him how he is raising. He see in him how he is kind, how he is smart, how he is handsome. Everyone in the kingdom love Peter. Everyone knows that he would be future king. Everyone happy with this. There is tiny possibility, but still that probably Peter killed his father. They all said that he is murdered. And what it shows, we all wanted that we will have really good leader, but inside of us it's always this moment when we hear some rumors about this king, and we just like, I knew it. I knew that he is bad. I knew for sure that he killed his father. Of course he killed his father, it's for sure, because all these leaders, all these kings, all these presidents, they are rotten inside. Of course they try to show us how they're good, how they everything do for us, but we all absolutely know that it's everything fake, and they're very rotten inside, and they're evil, and of course he killed his father. It's even no doubts about this. That's what has happened to the Peter, and we see that he never killed his father. He loves his father. It was needed only just a little bit of hint that this person guilty, and everyone would be just right away. Yes, we never will have a good king because they're all evil. And just some of them very good actors, and they're very good hiding all their crimes what they did. After trying to show that Thomas actually not so bad, and he few times they're like, well, he is weak, he is afraid of anything, he is lazy, but he is not bad. And I think that Thomas is a very bad character there, right? At the end of the book, he decided to be a good character, right? And that's actually what is I respect, that eventually Thomas, he understood how wrong he been. He admired of all his mistakes, what he did, and even more, he is tried to fix it. And I think that's amazing, and that's what is deserve your respect to this person. You can say that he is bad or he is good, how is after trying to convince us, but what we can for sure to say is that at the end of the book, he for sure deserves your respect. For me, always the worst person is not who is kills other person, but who is just look at this and do nothing, and even afterwards he is quiet and never say about this. Oh, and Peter, that's my favorite character. Even through the book you can feel how he is strong. Peter, he never raises his voice. He is take time to think of the situation. He try to not panic. He all the time improve himself. He learn about history, geographic, all this science. He tried to be curious about everything what's going around him. He tried to be curious about his people. He is realistic about his power, what he can do, what he cannot do. And that was amazing. And he was in the tower and everyone was against of him. And it seems there's like no way to escape. And he understood that he is not guilty. He never supposed to be there. And he is real king. And no matter what, he will do absolutely everything that to prove to his people, to others, that he is actually not guilty. And that was very interesting how he sent letters to his friends, how he was speak with others, because he always knew that he is king and he is not guilty, and how others were shocked to see him because they understood that they are wrong. And usually it is hard to admit that you're wrong, right? We can see that he is never give up, and he will fight not only for himself, but he will fight for his kingdom. And that's what is doing real leader. And conclusion of this book, it's absolutely must have to read. I enjoyed so much to read this book, and I hope you will enjoy it too. It's totally different Stephen King, and I so much love when authors try to do some experiments and write a little bit different than that they used to. Thank you that you watched this video, and see you on my next video, next book.